So y'all know what it is, man. It's Competition Tuesdays, baby. Time to measure. And we got the film. Yeah. So we gonna be, dealing with the biggest competition right now. That's obviously stemming from the absence of Anthony Brown, So we gonna talk about it because I've been, looking around, keeping my ear to the ground, and I've been seeing it's a lot of panic. It's a lot of people that's angry, some people that's happy. So what we gonna attempt to do today on Competition Tuesday is spend a lot of time on the biggest competition, and that competition is corner. All right. So we're going to be talking about that competition with the film and some ideas of what it's going to take to have us ready for the playoffs with the conflict at corner. So on Competition Tuesdays, we're dealing with the aftermath of injury and blowouts versus the Colts. And we have the All-22 on deck. So we getting ready to bring it to y'all. And we go talk about it. We go open up the phone lines. We go just talk it through. We go see, is the sky falling without Anthony Brown? Was he as great as what people say? Or was he as bad as what people say? We go let the film speak. We go look at some options on what to do with what we already got. So y'all just stay tuned, man. I'm gonna be right back. Let me build this plane. We got the final word coming up too. So this gonna be a good day, y'all. Y'all get ready. It's going down. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I see you, life crazy. I see you, my bro. Chris, I see you. I see you. Yeah, Star, I see you. Yeah, William, I see. Yeah, common sense, I see. Nisi, I see. Yeah, welcome to BossCowboySports. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Yeah, come on. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah, man. Welcome to BossCowboySports. You already know. I got my cup of good juice. And it's going down. Yeah, my boy C. C, what's up, baby? My boy C, man, I finally got back to you today, bro. I'm so sorry. It took me a long time. But like I said, I'm going to do much better at checking my Facebook. I already told y'all I was on strike. They had me kind of upset for a little while, but I done forgave them because they also check as well. So you don't say no to checks. You might just use that check a little less, but you don't say no to checks. So I just, appreciate y'all for being patient. Everybody that been reaching out to me on the Facebook platform. And as I said, y'all be ready. We do got the final word coming up. I'm excited because me and Loud, we had an event last Tuesday, so we still streamed on our channels. But it's not the same unless you got Big Game James and the OC in the house, So we gonna be talking about just all the common stuff that's going on. and film and just all kind of stuff. So y'all be prepared for that. But today we obviously dealing with Competition Tuesdays, and the biggest question mark right now is corner, all right, because of the injury that just happened to Anthony Brown. So I want to kind of get right into that. What's up, Willie? What's up, I Love Weed? What's up, T Smooth? Cowboys fan, Big Dub, Swain, John. I see all y'all coming in the building, man. I appreciate that. So, but I want to kind of get right into the film, right? Just jump right into it, and we go start with Anthony Brown, all right? Because like I said on my Twitter, especially. Let me show y'all real quick. I'd rather show you than tell you. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull it up. Here we go. Y'all give me 1 second to pull this up. And boy, I just saw something by J Tuck, man. Oh my God. I'm so done. Oh, they going crazy on Twitter. I can't do Twitter right now. I just saw some stuff that's, oh my God. Oh, hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Woo-wee. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta pull this up though, because I gotta show you. Because I'd rather show you than tell you. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Give me 1 second. All right, here it is. All right. So this is what I posted on Twitter, okay? Because I was hearing and seeing stuff that I want to address, because I know how we get as fans. Sometimes we can get kind of weird. Give me 1 second. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. All right. So, I was hearing people actually celebrating the injury to Anthony Brown. Like, oh, I'm glad he gone. It's like, wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he got injured. I was like, wait. So I just posted something. I said, I know many Cowboy fans didn't want Anthony Brown to start, but please don't celebrate his injury. That's a step too far. And then I just said, thank you, AB, because he did improve. That's all I ever wanted. But this crazy thing is this got a lot of traction. It's over 1,000 people like this, and 81 people reshared it, and it's a lot of people talking. So if you go in there and you kind of look, you'll see what they saying, and the stuff they saying is kind of like, I ain't gonna go into all of it. I ain't gonna show you my whole Twitter feed, but I put it like this. It's a lot of people in there saying we getting ready to see how bad we needed AB, and I'm like, I ain't going that far, dog. Not that far. Like, I do appreciate AB, you know what I'm saying? And AB did get better. AB really just needed a few things to work on. Now, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna show it. But it's not the panic that people trying to make it out to be. And what's partially going on, I can tell you what's going on. Remember, I always say, never work for somebody that bet against you. I always work for people that bet on you. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I'm gonna be all the way honest. There are people that publicly bet on AB, okay? There are also people that publicly bet on Bland, okay? So if you bet on Bland, you likely don't like AB or Kelvin. Just keeping it real. It's some people that bet on Kelvin. So if you bet on Kelvin, you likely don't like AB and Bland. So a lot of people opinions are based on who they put out publicly, in my opinion. So for a lot of people, they are kind of having the spirit that we still seeing with Romo versus Dak. So there are a lot of people that still hate Dak over Romo. Period. And it's because they still mad about 2016. They still in their hearts believe that Romo should have took over in 2016, and they say he would have led us to the promised land. And they're low-key still angry at Dak, and they never let him up. It's the same thing going on right now. It's some people for no reason just that keep saying, I don't trust Kelvin Joseph. They just say that, and I'm like, why? I just have a bad feeling. Well, what's your feeling based on? I just don't trust them. Okay. If you don't have the All-22, I'm gonna be honest, you can't judge none of the corners. So most people, when you hear them talk and they haven't actually watched the games on the All-22 with the right coverages, they just picking their favorite and they just trying to be right. Because it's a lot of people that's doubting Kelvin. It's not that many people that's doubting Bland, but it's a lot of people that's doubting Kelvin, right? You know, especially over the maturity issues. And to me, this is what they're doing. They're taking the opinion of Kelvin and what happened in the offseason and they putting it on the football field. They also looking at the fact that he still is very active in his rap career.
Yoga fire!
As a sign of immaturity and not focusing on the play. All right. So, and it was the same thing that was also happening with Anthony Brown. It's also to a degree the same thing that's happening to CeeDee Lamb. It's some people that cannot say that CeeDee Lamb is a number one. Like at this point, now if you might be saying, is he a 88? I might listen to you. But if you saying CeeDee Lamb is not showing clear signs of being a number one, bruh, I just don't. But those are the people that bet against Lamb and they just don't want to come back and say, maybe I was wrong about Lamb. For some people, that's the hardest thing in the world. For me, it's easy. If I was wrong, I'd just say, yeah, I was wrong on that, man. My bad, bro. Like, you know. But for some people, they put so much stock in being right that they can't turn around and say when they was wrong. It's just how the world is made up. And a lot of our fans are made up that way. So going into the film, all right, so we already talked about and we showed Brad Sham talk about the same things with Anthony Brown. And the main thing that was going on with Anthony Brown, I'm going to also show you it's the same thing that happened to him this following week versus the Colts. Bad at tracking the ball. In good position, but when it comes down to tracking, when that ball is coming down, he just not good at high pointing the ball. The good thing is, and now a lot of people will say, if he would just get his head around, it's like, no, he had his head around for 15 yards on this particular play. Like you can see it. I'm going to show you. Right there, his head is around. The ball is in the air, and he looking for 15 yards. He just didn't track it well. It's just the truth, you know? And so it's the same thing with Green Bay, except he didn't respect Watson's speed. That's what happened. And he should have played him on his upfield shoulder. So on that particular touchdown, we talked about his problem with stacking, all right? So, or getting stacked. So it's some people in here that play receiver like Day Walker Vaughn who knows exactly what I'm talking about. So stacking a receiver, when a receiver stacks a corner, what they're doing is they're getting in front. And when they get in front of the secondary player, it forces that corner to have to go through the man to make a play on the ball, which likely go lead to a pass interference or a big play. So ideally, you never want to get stacked. That's why you need to know the scouting reports and know which one of these guys have real speed. Because if you got real speed like Watson, it makes it easier to get stacked. And it also should tell you how to play defense, especially press on real fast guys. Now, I'm telling you that from somebody who had to do this. So I used to play the position. I played it on D1 level. I started a lot of games. I lettered. I never had a touchdown caught on me in college. I had 2 caught on me in high school. So in my whole career of playing, I only had 2 touchdowns ever caught on me. And both of them was the same type of athletes. They out-jumped me. They didn't outrun me. They out-jumped me. It was something I couldn't do nothing about because they would just better jumpers than me, and they threw a good ball. Sometimes you can't do nothing. You can be in the sometimes you in the perfect position, and it's just some athletes are better at coming down with the ball. All right. So now let's break down Anthony Brown from the Colts, right? And we go look at some of the plays on him. All right. So now this is him versus the Colts. Okay. And I want to show y'all on Competition Tuesday that just like we saw bad stacking versus Green Bay, where you letting the receivers get in front of you, we saw the same thing. And you saw bad stacking and bad tracking. So on that D ball. So let's let it play and we go show you. All right. So right here, he's in good position, but you gotta stay on that upfield shoulder. He's at the bottom right. All right. So right here now, watch the receiver. He stacks him. He gets right on top of him. See, that's the problem. When you let them receivers stack you, you in a very bad position. But then he looks back and it's the same problem, tracking. So when you looking at Anthony Brown, you're not trying to grade him. And some people say he sucked, he trash. Well, he really, if you being honest, my boss say, boss, check out Law's post on Dan Orlovsky if you haven't yet. I will check out my boy Law. I'll do it as soon as I get off the show. But if we really breaking down Anthony Brown, what is really was going on? Because see, first, and why does it matter? See, I want to first be able to say, can we get better with the other guys, right? So when I break down Anthony Brown, the biggest thing that he was struggling with was stacking and tracking. He was getting stacked and he was doing a bad job of tracking. The good thing about something like that is you could actually correct that. So, and I'm gonna show y'all that that's pretty much it. So the other stuff I'm gonna show you in the Colts game is gonna be very good from Anthony Brown, and I want you to peep it. All right, and then we go look at the other guys and we go break them down, and then we go talk about on Competition Tuesday what I think should be the plan for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, and see, notice this is an even better picture because a lot of people say he doesn't look back. Watch this. Where's his eyes? Can somebody, where's Anthony Brown? Is he looking back? Because I always hear that. I hear a lot of people, especially when they call in the other people's shows, they say, if he would only look back for the ball, I can show you film after film after film to where he was in good position, looking back, and just did a bad job of tracking. That's simple. Look, that's just tracking. The receiver tracked the ball better than him. He in good position. He looking at it. He just tracked it bad. He don't know how to track a ball. Versus look at the receiver. He's high pointing the ball because obviously receivers practice tracking the ball every day. So he jumping to go get it while Anthony Brown still has not left his feet. And a lot of y'all also been still begging for him to get help. And we said this last week. I know we love Malik Hooker, but when it comes down to having the range to play that safety, especially the single high, he might not be the one for that. Just keeping it real. All right. Just breaking it down. All right. And we looking at all of it. All right. But this is the thing. On this particular play, we talked about, or all of them was late to line up. All the corners, Bland, Diggs, and Anthony Brown. And they go get picked because of it. Look, I just want to show y'all. So the receivers are already lined up, right? The secondary players are headed there. And worse, they was loafing. Nobody was in a hurry to line up. Not Diggs, not Bland, not Anthony Brown. Look at it. Look at it. Versus the Colts. Do anybody look like they in a hurry? Now the receivers are lined up. Yeah. The receivers are now lined up, and they all loafing like the offense go just wait on them to line up, and then they hike the ball, right? Boom. So then what happened is, and I showed y'all this last week, when they line up 3 receivers like this, and you running a bunch, you supposed to let the formations develop, okay? And the outside corner takes whoever declares outside. But see, look, Anthony Brown bumping into receivers. Why? Because everybody was late lining up. Everybody. The whole D, for the most part. The whole D was late. So they bumping into each other. First down. And that was a first down not on playmaking. That was more so, I'm going to tell you who fault that likely was. That was likely the fault of Quinn. Yeah. And then check this out. I'm going to go to my boy Tariq, and then I'm going to go back to that film. He said, Boss Cowboy, Kelvin Joseph is going to shine. I'm going to be the first one to say it. We're going to get Boss Man Fett back. Watch. Put a stamp on it. Except Big Dog, you ain't going to be the first, bro. You ain't going to be the first. I think he go ball too. And I'm not saying I think he go ball based on hope. I'm saying I think he go ball based on me watching him cover. I've been really watching these All-22s, and Kelvin Joseph is in good position. He reminded me of Diggs his rookie year. Y'all remember Diggs his rookie year? Diggs was in good position, and he was barely getting beat. Do y'all remember that? When Diggs was a rookie, he was there. He was just barely getting beat. And all of us used to say, ooh, just let him keep playing, because he right there. That's what I said. And I'm going to show y'all the film on that with Kelvin Joseph too. I'm going to show y'all the film. Forget rumors. Forget opinions. We're going to go to this film. All right. So check this out. Going back to Anthony Brown, though, I want to kind of explain some things. Now, this is the beautiful thing that I loved about Anthony Brown game. Is he's cerebral. Now on this particular play, he didn't read the 3-step right. All right. Now I played corner, and I didn't learn about reading quarterbacks, sadly, until my junior year in college. That's sad. See, you should know how to read a 3-step in high school, and especially in high school. Because when you reading a quarterback, you're supposed to read what's called his 3-step, but that's short for saying you're reading the drop back. Okay, so you're reading his drop back. And I learned this from a coach, Coach Henderson. And Coach Henderson taught us how to read the quarterbacks. And when you're reading the quarterbacks, their drops tell you a majority of time what's coming. Hold on real quick. Can you explain trail technique? And is that what AB does? That's a good question. Also, watching AB doesn't use the sideline as help. Yeah, and so we talked about that too, Common Sense, where we talked about how to fix him, and I was talking about leaning. Like, he doesn't lean on those receivers. He just runs with them. He don't lean on them. So first of all, trail technique is where you intentionally trail a receiver. All right, I want to answer this question from a super chat. And some defenses call for trail technique. All right, so I'm gonna give you an example. All right, I'm gonna just show you. See, if this was a trail technique, this would have been perfect. All right, on this first play. So on this first play with Watson, you intentionally run behind the receiver. Right there, that's considered trailing. And sometimes you do use a trail technique. But the defenses in which you use a trail technique is usually 2-man coverage. So 2-man coverage, to explain it, is where you have 2 safeties over top and they're taking everything deep. So they basically got your back on everything vertical. Okay. Yeah, and my boy Day Walker said Skywalker don't believe in Kelvin Joseph. We had a discussion today about it. He said KJ has been playing bad this season. Hey, and I'm not mad at that, bro. Some people see it different. You know, I'm just being honest. Like, you know, he just see it different than I do, and that's okay. That happens at time, you know. And I do also notice about him though. He will though, if Kelvin Joseph show him something different, he'll come back and be like, I was wrong. You know what I mean? I know Sky ain't got no pride when it comes to that type of stuff, you know, because I've seen him do it enough. Like, you know, I just seen him do it. So that's gonna happen sometimes between all of us. And King say it sounds lazy to me. Yes, King, that's because you got to pay attention. Like, it's when you using a trail technique, it's a different reason to why some people use trail techniques. So that's why I was explaining it. So in 2-man, you got 2 safeties over top. So the defense allows the corners to be aggressive to where they can trail those receivers. And the benefit of trailing receivers is it takes away almost everything underneath. So they can't run stop routes. It's hard for them to run out routes, digs, fade stops. All of that's taken away because of 2-man coverage and because you got a corner that's trailing you. Now, a lot of times corners use trail technique just to answer this question is because they're gambling. It's a gamble. What they're saying is some corners I've never played or felt comfortable with trail techniques. If y'all, and put it like this, if you go watch Diggs in college, he played a lot of trail. And I hated it. I was like, he go get burned in the league playing like that, you know? But certain people can play a trail technique. The people that can play a trail technique are people that have elite speed. You can't have good speed. You have to have world-class speed. See, Prime, he could play a trail. Because guess what? When that ball was in the air, he could run that ball and you down. And so real elite fast corners can play with a trail technique. And those are the people that trust their speed. And like, for instance, if I read a scouting report and I know you only run a 4.7, I'm gonna run trail technique on you all day. And I'm gonna be very physical at the line of scrimmage, because even if you beat me off the line, I'm gonna catch up to you. So I can be physical. I'm gonna beat you up all day because I'm not afraid of your speed. So I'm a trail technique you all day. But if you Watson, say, bro, I ain't trailing tech. No, bro, trail technique, that's the wrong thing on 4-3. Yeah, 4-3 versus 4-3, don't use the trail technique. Nope, it's gonna lead to this. Touchdown now. So I just want to answer that super chat real quick. We got us another super chat. Real quick, I want to just take these. He said, yeah, yeah. And what you said, James, and you better have good ball skills if you go trail. You better. Because if you got good ball skills and you on trail technique, you go get interceptions too. Because the majority of the times when you get tested, it's going to be underneath. Most people don't know this, but there's only about 2 vertical throws per game per quarterback. The majority of the times you go get tested, go be underneath. So if you trailing, you basically playing the odds, basically, also. He said, I still like KJ with a super chat. I think he can become elite. I do too. Like elite. Not just good. I like the word that you use. I think he can become it. People forget Kelvin Joseph ran a 4.28. Boy, do you know how fast Kelvin Joseph is? Man, Kelvin Joseph is a freak. Like, in terms of a freak athlete, man, bro, Boss is super sleeping on how freakish he is as an athlete. Matter of fact, Jerry Jones said today that they had Kelvin Joseph's ranked up there with the best corners that was coming out in the draft. That's why they had to get him in the 2nd round. Just keeping it real, man. Listen, just let them boys play. But let me get into this film some more real quick. Just breaking down Anthony Brown. So he read this 3-step wrong right here. And he had a double stop. So right here, see, a couple of reasons how you know he read the 3-step wrong. Because the quarterback, he's going to only take 2 steps back, right? And throw the ball. So if he was reading his 3-step, he would have been patient, knowing that this route was likely getting ready to be a short route. So he read this 3-step wrong. And on top of that, he turned into his cushion too fast. That's number 2. Number 3, he's going to do what a lot of people don't talk about that I notice a lot, because I know this makes a big difference in separation. He's going to do what's called a double stop. That's where it takes your feet 2 breaks to plant. Watch his feet. You see that? See, when you double stop, you can't explode out your break and go back to the receiver. You can't. See, look at his feet. That's a double stop. And when you have a double stop, that creates separation. So yeah, he dropped the ball, but I would definitely give him a negative on that coverage, because he didn't trust to read the 3-step, and he had a double stop, and his turn was as if he was afraid, where he basically got out of his back pedal a little bit too fast. And likely, and I know about playing a position, he probably was thinking like that because he was beat earlier in the game. But this is the thing I like. He settled in as the game went on. And now his 3-step, as the game went on, he started reading 3-step excellent. Watch this one. So he go read the quarterback, and then notice, look at all the cornerbacks and where they're looking. Are they looking at their man, or they're looking at the quarterbacks? Every one of them are looking at the quarterbacks. That's how you know they all reading the 3-step or the drop of the quarterback. It's their eyes. Look at their eyes. You can see Bland looking in, Diggs looking in, and Anthony Brown. But watch this. He go read the 3-step, but this time he didn't even come out his back pedal. Why? Because he knew it was short. Why? He read the drop, which is excellent, which is what you're supposed to do. He didn't even come out his back pedal, and now he's sitting right on this route with no separation and makes the play. Yeah, perfect 3-step read. My boy Kelly in the house. What's up, Kelly? I see you. That's my boy, man. So this is another one. And so he started getting aggressive. See, now as the game went on, look at him. This is fantastic coverage too. Like, he read the 3-step. Notice he didn't backpedal at all, because he's trusting what he's seeing on that quarterback. The quarterback didn't drop, so he said, okay, it's short, and he broke on it. Notice he broke on it faster than the receiver actually got there. That's how you know they reading the quarterback. See, I used to do this, so I know exactly what it looked like. So look at it. He breaking before the receiver even came out his break, led to the interception. So when you really breaking down, and now this is a bad plant, hip pivot, and bad eyes. So I'm looking at all the times the plays went their way. All right. So we go just break it down, breaking down Anthony Brown. So you can see he opens up. That's called opening up the gate, right? But then right here, he pivots inside versus speed turning. That's a pivot, and it's a bad pivot because it wasn't smooth. Because his plant, look at his left foot and how it gets stuck in the ground. That's why I'm calling it a bad pivot. See right there, watch his foot. You see how his foot gets stuck in the ground? That's when receivers can undercut you. But if you work on your quickness, they can't. So you got to have a better pivot. And what's also bad is his eyes. Because sometimes what you can do, if the receivers get slight separation, the first thing you're supposed to do is first catch up to the man. Once you can touch the man, then look back at the quarterback to see if the ball is coming. But what he does is once he gets beat inside with that bad pivot, he keeps his eyes at the quarterback, which allows the receiver to get more and more separation and leads to the conversion. So that's just breaking down Anthony Brown. So as I'm breaking down the Colts game, the main thing that I see about Anthony Brown is somebody that was having the same problems that he had in the previous games. Tracking the ball. That was his biggest problem. Everything else, I honestly could live with it. Just keeping it real. I could live with it. And if I was coaching him, I would be telling him, bro, you got to go put in the work, first of all, on your own on tracking the ball. Everything else I'm going to work on, but you got to go get with a quarterback after practice, and you need to first work on high pointing the ball. Before you even try to catch the ball, I want you to be able to get to where you can track the ball, touch it at its highest point, because that is what's beating you. Because you looking back, but you're not tracking it. So if you don't get good at tracking, they gonna always make plays on you on vertical routes. So then the next guy we go take a look at on Competition Tuesday is the replacements. All right. And we go start with Bland, right? Because see, I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out the bag and just say it. I'm gonna be straight up. I feel like now, I already know how y'all are. Some of y'all gonna take me wrong when I say this, but just hear me out. Hear me out when I say this. And when I say ish means with me similar. It doesn't mean exact replica. It means similar, okay? So this is what I see. And I want y'all to hear me out. Kelvin Joseph's is, in terms of style of corner play, he is Byron Jones-ish. Byron Jones-ish. What does that mean? He is the type that's going to play good coverage, but he is not natural at attacking the ball or hands. I know my boy say, man, get Okoye on the film sessions. I know, bro. Listen, everybody been asking for that too, bro. I do need to get with my boy Okoye, bro, because see, man, you know, Okoye definitely is one of the best in the game. And he's a film head. He loves it through and through. I just enjoy Okoye and his thoroughness. That's the thing I also really love about Okoye. He's extremely thorough. I love that. And I love Okoye where me and him are similar because we don't go with crowds. Me and him, I be watching Okoye sometimes. I be laughing because I'm just like him, where we'll be fighting our own chat and don't care. We'll be fighting. And we know y'all support us, and we'll be like, nope, nope, that's not what the film say. And we'll be fighting back. And I respect the hell out of that, because that always told me that, and me and him said this about each other privately. He said, boss, if I ever disagree with you, this is one thing I've learned. If I ever disagree with you, to be slow, because at least I know you've done your research. And that's exactly how I am with him. If I ever disagree with Okoye, I go back and triple check. Because I'd be like, he might be seeing this right. I might be seeing this wrong. Like, for instance, like somebody said Scott wasn't high on Kelvin Joseph's. I just go take another look. Some people, they do enough work to where you at least got to respect that sometimes you might be seeing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on Okoye. But going back to Bland, and we will get Okoye. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of times it be us. It don't be them. It be us. We just all so busy sometimes, just keeping it real. We be doing our own content to where we forget to call each other and set up collabs, you know? And a lot of us talk about it all the time. Like me and Okoye been talking about it for months. We just never did it, you know? But he a phone call away, believe that. He a cool dude. He for the community. He for the family. He love the Cowboys. He will do it. My boy Law Nation in the house. What's up, Law? We got Law in the house, and we go rock that final word tonight, big dog. I'm just going through this film session real quick on Competition Tuesday, man. Always good to see my big brother Law in the house, man. He's an elder of the community and somebody who gives back in ways y'all won't even believe. Trust me. He is somebody that trusts me. Law is somebody that knows the power of us collabing, and he knows the power of us coming together. And I just really appreciate Law. He one of the realest dudes in the game, and I know that personally, straight up. But going back to Bland and going back to the ish that I was saying, if I'm doing a comp, I would say Kelvin Joseph's is Byron Jones ish, meaning this: he's gonna be a guy that's gonna be having good coverage, but not really good at coming down with the ball. It's been too many times to where the ball has hit his hands and he has not come down with it. So in terms of trusting the coverage, as of now, I trust Kelvin more in coverage from watching their film. But now let's talk about the other ish. The other ish is Bland. Bland is a ish, but he's a ish of two types of nickels as well as corners. He is, at this point, don't laugh, but I'm keeping it real, he is Diggs-ish.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
What do you mean? Are you calling him Diggs, boss? No. When I say Diggs is, he's a corner that's going to attack the ball. He's very comfortable and instinctive at going after the ball. Now, who's better? Who's better at attacking the ball? Clearly Diggs. But the person that's Diggs-ish as well, Bland. For real. And because of that, I want y'all to hear me out. I'm giving Bland the edge on this competition. I would start Bland. Not immediately, but within 2 games, if Bland stayed on this trajectory, Bland. Okay. Hold on, Law. Okay. My boy Law, so we got some good news. All right. I can't wait to hear it, big dog. I can't wait to hear it. So let's go through the Bland film. So the one thing that as I watch on Bland that I love is Bland got great feet. Not good feet, great feet. Right? And let me tell you the things I love about Bland. Bland has great feet, 1. 2, he has excellent pad level. See, people sleep on pad level and how that's so important for corner. He is always low. And see, people didn't understand when DaRon used to get low. People thought he was trying to be sweet. No, when you get low, that allows you to turn smooth. And it's about your posture and it's about physics. And Bland, he plays with perfect posture, pad level, great feet. And he also have the instincts of Jordan Lewis as a tackler. His tackling instincts is better than Diggs.
Yoga fire.
Yeah, I said that. His tackling instincts are better than Diggs now. All right, so looking at his feet and then looking at his willingness to tackle, that's the thing I love about Bland. Bland, ooh-wee. It's the fact that he is willing to come down and put his nose in there and act like a linebacker. Like when he see run, notice he attacks. He doesn't sit back and wait. When he sees run, he's moving forward faster than LVE. Look at it. Your eyes are not tricking you. Watch when he see run. Look, watch it. Watch LVE and Bland. Who moving forward faster? For real. Like for real. Who the one out there acting like a linebacker even though they're a nickelback? Look at it. Am I tripping? He see the run, he attacking. Look how, but LVE slow. Look, it's right there in front of your eyes. I'm not making it up. It's right there. He sees run, he's gone. LVE hasn't reacted yet. So that's the thing I love about Bland. Bland is willing willing. He is not afraid. He plays that nickel just like a strong side linebacker. You know, notice he putting his nose in there fast and just as fast as linebackers. But see, he's not perfect. He's still learning. See, right here, you go see too much cushion and you're going to see bad eyes. So watch it. So what you're going to see is the receiver's going to break his cushion. He gave him, see, this is almost scared. Like, and I'm keeping it real, y'all. I know people love Bland, but listen, I'm going to tell you what I see, whether it's good or bad. There is no reason to be reading 3-step and at post snap automatically get out of your back pedal. And he did. Look, he jumped out his back pedal at snap. That should never happen. That is womp womp. Yeah, see, because that's too much cushion when you do that. You taking off. And when you take off like that, you leave too much separation. And also, look, his eyes are looking at the quarterback. And when your eyes are looking at the quarterback, my coach used to always say this, and it's never been a lie. If you see that quarterback throw it, you go also see that receiver catch it.
Bruh.
Hold on, let me take this super chat. But that's real. If you see, a lot of us don't know how to spot bad eyes. So bad eyes is when you reading that 3-step too long and you over reading it and you keep your eyes stuck on the quarterback. The only thing you're supposed to do when you reading 3-step is read his drop. The next thing your eyes supposed to do is go right back to the man. That's the exact thing your eye progresses. Our coach used to literally teach us eye progression. And he looked at it on every play. It's where was our eyes? And I ain't gonna never forget, sometimes we'll get caught on, and I would hear my coach say, bad eyes, Marcus. And I used to be like, yeah, I was looking at the quarterback. And I ain't gonna never forget his voice. He was real loud, and he was right. You couldn't deny it. He would say, bad eyes, excuse me, bad eyes, Marcus, bad. And I'd be like, yeah. But anyway, James say, bruh, LV gonna hurt us. Mun Wade CB diagnosed and attacking before the mic. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And you will see that consistently with Bland. Bland was attacking a lot of times before LVE from the nickel back position. And I'm just keeping it real, bro. And I showed y'all the film. I can show you a whole lot more too. But I'm gonna just show y'all that little piece of it. But let's go back to Bland, just breaking down this film. So then what happens is, look at that amount of separation because of bad eyes, right? And because he came out his back pedal post snap, that's an easy pitch and catch. And you almost hit your own guy where you being clumsy, right? You got to look out, bro. You almost hit Joseph's, big dog. You know what I mean? And I'm just keeping it real, bro. You got to look out for your own teammates, bro. And every now and then you see some clumsiness on Bland. I'm just keeping it real. Like, because I know some people, once they bet on a guy, they don't see nothing bad about him. They just see all the good. They don't see none of the bad. But I'm giving a real grade. I ain't kissing none of these balls behinds. I'm going to say what I see. But what you consistently see, though, is a willing tackler. I can live with Bland, and I know I would coach Bland up. I would trust that he go get better. I wouldn't even be tripping. But we just kind of looking at him, looking at all the plays. Look how physical my boy Bland is. Ooh, man, boy, put your hands on that boy Bland. That pad level look beautiful. Man, get him, Bland. Come off that. Make that tackle, man. That's what I'm talking about. Woo. See, Bland active, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Ooh, wee. See, but this is where I would lean on starting Bland because of this right here. The sticky coverage, but more important, because he's Trayvon Diggs-ish in terms of attacking the football. He is instinctive at going after the football and attacking it. He don't go for bat downs. He go for interceptions. I love that. Give me two corners that's good at coming down with the ball. I'm just being real. I'm being real. But every now and then you do see clumsiness on Bland. Listen, some of y'all want me to lie. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a lot of upside in him, but you could also see every now and then he looks rookie-ish. Like, this is clumsy for nothing. That's a clumsy PI for absolutely nothing. Now, this is beautiful coverage by Bland here because he has no double stops. We talked about that with Anthony Brown in the beginning of the film session, showing that he planted twice to stop. You won't see that with Bland. But the thing that you also see, though, is he's slow at reading three-step. I can tell. Hold on, before I show that, let me go to the super chat real quick. Let me go to the super chat. He said, we just signed Mackenzie Alexander. Ooh, hold on real quick. Let me double check this dude. Ooh, wait. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if it came out yet. I don't see it yet. I tell you what. Mackenzie Alexander was somebody that I did like a lot coming out of college. I believe that I even put him in the Boss Cowboy Guide. He's somebody that, if I remember correctly, was very sticky. He's Bland-ish, I would say. He doesn't attack the football like Bland, but they would have similar styles. If I remember correctly, my breakdown that I did on him when he was coming out of Clemson. But let me get back to this film real quick, and then I'll go do my research after the show and check out his pro tape and make sure he's still at that level. But going back to Bland, all right. So what I like about this is he reading the three-step slow, just keeping it real. Because see, when he come off that drop, like Anthony Brown didn't come off his back pedal because he saw it was a short drop, which meant it was likely getting ready to be a short route. Bland is a little bit anxious post snap when he coming out of his back pedal. Okay. So right here, but what I love is he didn't double stop. And because he didn't double stop and he has a clean break and drive, he's able to make the interception. So even imperfect, he breaks on the ball and makes the interception. And on top of that, his eyes was bad because his eyes was looking at the quarterback the whole time. Look, his eyes never came off the quarterback. That is actually bad technique. That is bad technique, but he's so aggressive at attacking the ball that he still came down with the interception. See, I like it, and I'm being honest. I love it when you can make plays while being imperfect in your technique. You know what I mean? That says a lot about you. That says if he cleans up, he go even be that much better. And look at him. Once again, you see Bland willing to stick his nose in there like he playing linebacker. Let's see if he react this time faster than LVE. That time LVE was a little bit faster. He was just a little bit faster at Bland. But yeah, and you just see the awareness in Bland. And let me tell y'all something. The cover, and this is why this is good awareness. Let me tell you why this play is good awareness and this breakup is great, right? Because first of all, and my coach taught me this, and I'm gonna just ask y'all a question. Why would you even backpedal in the red zone? It never makes sense to backpedal in the red zone. I've never backpedaled in the red zone. Why would I'm not, because it's a hard throw for you to get it over my head. So I'm not gonna give you stuff underneath me to where you can catch it, make me miss a tackle, or have leverage to then still score. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make your first window tight. So I'm not gonna backpedal. Hold on, that's the wrong film. Sorry, y'all. That's the wrong film. But his awareness had him do that, where he didn't backpedal, which I love, and he's able to make another breakup. And that's smart, because that's just intelligent play, because they only trying to get to the end zone. And that's thinking. See, I like corners who think, and that's just being aware. He's aware of where he is, and he does the right thing. He doesn't backpedal, and he just waits on him to declare on his route, and he breaks up the pass, stops a sure touchdown. So when I'm breaking down Bland, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Bland is a starting corner in the NFL and a sure tackler. And I'm gonna say one more thing about Bland. Then we go break down Kelvin, and we go finish up this competition Tuesday for cornerback. I'll wait. Let me get to Kelvin first, then I'll break it all down together. So let me get to Kelvin. So Kelvin, looking at Kelvin film, okay, if we go break down Kelvin. The first thing I'm gonna say about Bland and Kelvin is Bland is naturally going to get more action, because the nickel position is actually one of the hardest positions. It's one of the hardest positions, because a lot of people, they say Bland is an inside corner. No, Bland can play both. And I'm gonna tell y'all, as a corner, we don't care where you put us. We don't care. We don't care if you put us on the left. We don't care if you put us on the right. We don't care if you put us in the slot as a nickel. We don't care if you put us in the other slot as a dime. The corner mentality is going to always be the same. Our job is to stop you. That's it. That's the only thing a real corner is thinking. They not thinking, I'm made for the inside. No, we don't care where you put us. We go look at it like, wherever you put me, show me my matchup. That's all you got to do. Show me my matchup, and it's my job to stop that guy. That's the only thing real corners think. They don't think inside, outside, like fans talk about, like media talk about. Real corners only think about one thing. I need to stop this dude. Period. So one of the things you go see is Kelvin Joseph is not going to have a lot of action. So the way that you have to actually observe Kelvin is you have to observe him when the ball is not coming his direction, right? So actually it would be best if we turn on the Bland film, just to be real, right? And judge Bland, and then turn around and judge Joseph's right behind it. Because a lot of times Bland was out there with Joseph's at the same time, because most nickel packages is going to be ran about 70% of games. So you go still see both of them out there. So you can see Kelvin Joseph's at the top, and look at that blanket. You know what I mean? But look at it. Like, I'm not making it up. Like, in great position, great speed, no separation at all. And I'm just talking about now. Don't look at Bland now. Look at Joseph's on the coverage, right? Now take your eyes off Bland and look at Joseph's. Patient in his back pedal, very patient, very little separation, so you got to be able to judge corners when the ball not coming our way. And see, I love that he's patient in his back pedal, because it shows the intelligence that he trusts his speed. And that's good intellect. So all the plays that we was looking at Bland, now look at Joseph's, and you go see the same thing but better, way less separation or no separation. or no separation at all. See, we got to learn how to look at corners when the ball. So don't look at Bland right now. Look at the bottom right where Joseph's is and tell me, do you see separation? For all the people, I'm worried about Kelvin Joseph. I'm worried about him. But tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. You don't see separation. You don't. And I'm telling you, I looked at all their passing plays. It ain't that. I'm not seeing separation on Joseph's, even when they catch touchdowns on them. Yeah. So let's look at Kelvin Joseph's where the ball actually came his way. The thing that I like about Kelvin, that I think you go get an upgrade from Anthony Brown, is both him and Bland are willing physical tacklers. Both of them. I love that about Bland, and I love that about Joseph. Look at Joseph's feet. Boy, y'all got Joseph's messed up. Joseph's is smooth. I don't care what nobody say. He is very much so Byron Jones-ish. Yeah, very smooth, man, on the line of scrimmage. I'm looking at him, and then he physical. Boop. Yeah, man, and boy, y'all got Kelvin Joseph. Just let him play. Let him play. That's all I got to say about it. And then I love that he also had right here a great 3-step read. Reading the quarterback. Patient on his back pedal. Almost came down with the interception on man coverage. On man coverage, bro. Dog, I don't know. Listen, I'm looking at the film, dog. I'm telling you, he read the 3-step. He's not panicking. Very good turn. Very good stop. Almost had an interception, and a pure interception on man coverage. Man, I don't. And even a touchdown. Let's look at even a touchdown was great coverage. He just missed the ball while it was in the air. Just look at the coverage though. Tell me if you see any separation. None. Listen, I would take that all day. If they gotta make catches and throws like that for touchdowns, or even, bro, if your hand is right there and he gotta, bro, that's literally that much separation. That is literally no separation. That's telling me you can coach that up, bro. That's just like what Diggs was as a rookie. Do y'all remember Diggs was just like that? Where they will make plays on Diggs and he will be right there. And we will be like, ooh, that young bull is going to be okay. But what we need to do is have that same foresight for Joseph's. Because the film ain't lying. The film ain't lying. And we can go back to the Green Bay game too. Man, everything that they do on Joseph's, he right there. I'm cool with that. I'm serious. I'm cool with, bro, if they gotta jump and make catches like this, it's like, all right, now I know what to work on with you. So what I work on with Kelvin Joseph's is what I will work on with Anthony Brown. You got to do a better job at tracking the ball. And when you coming down to little stuff like that, see, what you don't want, do y'all want to, this is what you don't want. Do y'all want me to keep it real or lie to you? Y'all let me know. I'm going to do what y'all want today. If you want me to lie, I'll lie. But if you want me to tell you the truth, I'm going to tell you what you don't want. You don't want this. You don't want massive separation. This is what you saw from Trayvon Diggs, who was too aggressive at reading the 3-step. See, because he read the 3-step, but he bit on it hard. Boy, see, Diggs was trying to take this to the crib. I ain't mad at you either, Diggs. He aggressive. But see, his eyes was bad. Your eyes always supposed to come back to the man. But see, he didn't. He read the 3-step. He saw him with that drop, and he was like, ooh, I know what he was thinking. Because I played corner. I know exactly what he was thinking. He saw that 3-step, and he was like, oh, this finna be short. And he was like, ooh, he jumped it like, ooh, I'm finna take this. But they set him up. That's why your technique gotta be perfect when you reading 3-step, right? So this is what you don't want. You don't want that. See, you don't get that from Kelvin, though. Let's just keep it real. You don't get that from Kelvin. So, like, and I understand people might have some concerns, but I'm like, show me the film. Like, show me the film of why you should have concerns. Because when you turn on the film, it's basically saying to me, people scared for nothing. Because I was, like I told you, I was going through my thread with Twitter, and people was like, now we getting ready to see without Anthony Brown just how good he was. I'm like, actually, I don't think that's getting ready to happen. I think we more so finna see Kelvin or Bland step up. I'm serious. I think they gonna be right around the same. I don't think it's gonna be massive. And they both got bigger upside. Kelvin Joseph's as well as Bland. So let me just conclude Competition Tuesday with this, and then I'll take a call, and then I gotta prepare for the final word. So this is how I believe that it should play out for Competition Tuesday, okay? The good news is both Bland and Joseph's have to play, okay? Both Bland and Joseph, both of those guys, they have to play. All right, hold on real quick. Coach Marv with the super chat. Coach Marv, he say, boss, at this point in the season, we as fans have to give our players confidence, not concerns. You gonna have to explain that, coach. I don't get it. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. You say give them confidence, not concerns. Just you might have to call in on that one, coach. But because I know you mean something by that. I just don't understand the meaning. I don't want to say amen, and I don't even know what you mean. I ain't gonna fake like that. But I know you go call in and then explain what you're saying, because I'm gonna open up the phones and freestyle. But real quick, this is how I feel like this whole thing should play out, okay? For competition, right? And we can also talk about the other options as well, like Israel. But right now, I don't want to talk about Israel and all these people that they bringing in, like Alexander, because I want to talk about the people that's currently playing right now and that's currently been getting the reps. The people that's currently been getting corner and nickel reps has been Bland and Kelvin Josephs. Those are the people that's giving the current reps. And this is, again, this is how I think it should play out, okay? Secretly, if I was the coach in secret, right, I would, for the short term, allow Kelvin Joseph to be my starter, my number 2 corner for the short term. But I would let both of those guys know in private. I would tell both of them, it's a competition between you two on who is going to be the number 2 corner, our base defense corner, okay? And I'm gonna explain that real quick. My boy Blackwell say we don't have time to talk about that linebacker comp and why LVE is not involved. I'll talk about that tonight on the final word. We'll tackle that competition tonight, Black. Appreciate the super chat. But I would let both of those guys know it's a competition. And I'm going to say honestly, and I would tell both of them this as incentive, I feel like both of y'all are around the same. The person that's going to separate is the person that get the most interceptions. Because that's the only difference between y'all. It's who's going to come down with the ball. Because both of y'all are in good positions. Because see, what I be trying to push Joseph's, who I look to me is the better cover person right now. Right now, he's the better cover person to me. That's why I said Byron Jones-ish. Yeah, for me looking at the film. But see, and my boy DJ say Bland is a lock in. Yeah, But what I'm trying to do as a coach, I'm trying to get Kelvin to come down with the ball. Because if I can get Kelvin with that 4.28 speed to develop some ball skills, and he bigger and faster, I'm going to go with the athlete. But that's what I would say privately. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, coach. Okay. Right. I see what you're saying. He say, stop killing them in the media, but build them up to do a good job because there's no changing now. Okay, yeah. Got you. Right. Yeah, because I definitely believe in both Bland and Kelvin. I do. I believe in both of them balls. Like this is one of the best competitions this year. What's getting ready to happen in these last 4 to 5 games? This should be just beauty to watch. This should be beautiful to watch, to be honest. And this is the beautiful scenario that we're in. We as fans of the Cowboys are in a beautiful scenario. Because 70% of the time we're going to run nickel, which means 70% of the time we're going to see Bland as well as Joseph's on the field at the same time. See, this ain't that competition that's like Tyler Smith with McGovern, to where you have to take one out for the other one to play. No. With this competition, both of those guys are on the field 70% of the time at the same time. Only in base defenses do you take off the nickel corner. And a base defense is basically where you have 3 linebackers. A nickel is where you have 2, but 3 corners or 3 safeties. That can also be a nickel. But we are going to be able to just sit back and watch and grade both of these guys every week. And by the playoffs, we will know who should be the starting number 2 corner out those 2. If I had to choose today, I would want it to be Bland, but I wouldn't quite do it yet if I was the coach. I would just sit back for this first game versus the Texans, and I would tell them, I'm going to say, hey, man, going forward, y'all battling for the number 2 corner. And in terms of both of y'all coverage, I think both of y'all solid. It's going to come down to which one of y'all guys are the best at getting the ball. Just being honest. Because both of you guys can cover. The person that's going to actually take the job is the person that's more dangerous to the opposing offense. And the person that's more opposing to the opposing offense is the person that can come down with the ball. Why do you think people are avoiding Diggs? It's not just his coverage. It's not just his ability to cover. They are avoiding him because interceptions can kill teams. Why do you think we blew out the Colts the way that we did? That's why they avoiding Diggs. Because you get a lot of momentum from interceptions. You rally the team when you get interceptions. So, yeah, that's super important. Guys who can get the ball. That's why secretly, under the Boss Cowboy rank, as of now, Bland, to me, is ranked over Kelvin, even though I know Kelvin is covering better. Because Bland is showing that he's fantastic at attacking the ball. And the whole point of this game is to get the ball to get points. Not the Byron Jones. Everybody used to love Byron Jones. He can cover. He locked down, but he couldn't give you an interception at corner to save his life. He was wump. I'm sorry. Listen, I like blanket corners, but I like ball skill corners more because they affect the game better. So, but I would give Kelvin Joseph a chance. Hold on real quick. My boy B Bird, he say every young player have bad plays and good plays. Where's Joseph's good plays? So I think you came in late because I showed his good plays. I showed the film on his good plays. Okay. One of them, and a lot of these corners, you got to be able to judge B Bird when the ball is not even coming in their direction. Okay. So when the ball is not coming in their direction, you got to look at, is that a good play, B Bird? That open field tackle on the running back that knocked him flat? Is this a good play? Where he almost had this interception, very patient in his back pedal, and almost get this interception in man coverage. He just dropped the ball. Is that a good play? That's a good play. Yeah, and I did show the film on this stuff, and I showed the film last week versus his Green Bay film, which is also good. So, and even this play, like a lot of people mad at him because he got that touchdown caught on him, but I was explaining on the film breakdown that I always, if they got to make catches like this, I would sleep good at night with all my corners. Every one of them. If you got to make throws and catches like that, where the ball got to be perfect, I'm cool with that. So now, Kelvin Joseph got a lot of good plays, and that's why I said the thing we got to do, and I also did this for people who came in late, and I'm not picking on B Bird. B Bird, one of the smartest people, period, in football. So obviously I got major respect for B Bird. I'm just catching up to people that came in late. Another thing that people got to be able to do is, even when you grade other corners, you got to be able to grade all the corners, right? So like I was showing the plays and the good plays on Bland, but I was also showing how Kelvin Joseph's at the same time was in great position. So every time Bland was in good position, Kelvin was too. I mean, fantastic position. Now he did miss on some plays. Like I think this play, I think he actually lost his footing on. I think it's this play. Let me watch it. He at the top left. So he tried to jam him. Yeah, he loses footing. So if he would have threw the ball, he would have been open. So I would have gave Joseph's a negative on that play. But the rest of these plays, I'm giving him pluses. Now, don't look at Bland. Look at Joseph's. Hold on. They say OBJ going to the Bills. Hold on. Did I get my money? Did I get my money? But yeah, so like looking at Joseph's, I look at Joseph's when I grade Joseph's on the passing plays. I'm looking at him even when the ball is not going in this direction, and I'm looking to see if he's in position. And there's no way to watch him cover and say that he's out of position. It's no way to say it. Just keeping it real. As I'm looking at the 22, and I'm gonna say this to everybody. There is no way to grade anybody in the secondary unless you're looking at it from the All-22. It is no way. So for anybody to say, man, I'm concerned with Anthony Brown, or I'm concerned with Bland, or I'm concerned with Joseph's, and then if I ask you, okay, how did you actually research them? Oh, I watched the game on Sunday. Oh, okay, this is what I'm gonna say to that. I'm also add this. That's wet fart, dog. Like, for anybody that say that they watched them corners from Sunday, you didn't watch the corners. Because you can't. You have to have the ability to see them downfield. And you can't see corners or safeties downfield because the camera don't follow downfield action. It follows the ball. It follows the drop step of quarterbacks, or it follows the handoff of running backs. Straight up. So that's how I know some people's opinions are just emotional. It's not based on research. It's I have this feeling or I have that feeling. It's what did you research? Yeah. What did you research? So, yeah. So, and that's what I want to know. And good point, B Bird. He said he's second on the team in penalties, even though he's not a starter. But B Bird, he's not second on the team in penalties when it comes down to pass interference. He's second on the team in penalties when it comes down to him being a gunner on a kickoff team. So some of those were special teams penalties, and most of those calls was bad. Most of those calls on Kelvin Joseph were bad calls. So now I'm not. I don't get the pessimism. I just don't. Not from film. You know, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it from even the penalties, because he ain't the one getting them flags. No, not when he playing corner. Now, if you talking about when the corner that's trying to stop the gunner, or the gunner himself, okay, yeah, he got some flags on that. But I remember watching those games live. I remember it was a penalty on Joseph's. I remember 2 of them that happened just the same, and we was watching it live. And we was watching it, and I remember that it was a flag on Joseph's. And I said live, I said, y'all better wait till that replay, because we get bad calls. And sure enough, when they showed the replay, the whole chat started going off. Bad call on Joseph's. That was a bad call on Joseph's. So I don't care what the papers say about Joseph's. I more so care about what the film says and what the truth says about Joseph's. So I don't, and this is not just to be Bird, but this is to everybody. I think we just need to let this thing play out. And with all of them, not just Joseph's, but also with Bland. And we are in a way better position than what we think at corner, you know. And I have respect for Anthony Brown. I did like what Anthony Brown became, but I'm not gonna be guilty of doing what some of us have done to Dak, where because of Romo, we find ourselves rooting against a guy we should be rooting for. So we got people, they bet on Anthony Brown, so they don't like Bland. And I'm concerned about Bland. And let's keep it real. I can turn on the film right now and show everybody the person that gave up the biggest plays versus Green Bay was not Kelvin. It was actually Bland. See, because I already see what's going on with Bland. See, Bland is the new toy. That's what's going on. He the new toy that everybody liked in training camp. So when he make plays, we say, I was right. When he get beat, we do this. I ain't see that. Yeah. The person that got beat the worst in Green Bay was not Joseph's. It was Anthony Brown and Bland. Yeah. So, and he's that new toy. All the new draft people get picked get treated like that. Whenever we got a new young cheap guy, everybody rooting for him. Then when it's time for them to get paid, we start getting real critical. Then when they get paid, we get super critical. That's the cycle of how we judge all these athletes. That's just how the game goes. You know, but I showed the film. I could even show more film. The more film I show, the better people go feel about Kelvin Joseph. And I promise you that. The more film I show, the more everybody go sit back like, we good. Is that saying he gonna be perfect? No. Is it gonna be a touchdown at some point caught on him? Yeah. Is he gonna do something boneheaded? Probably so. But it's gonna be right on the level of Anthony Brown. It ain't gonna be that much better. It ain't gonna be that much worse. That's what I see from the film. And if people say they see something different, I always do this. I invite you to show it to me by the film. Do a film breakdown. I invite anybody on the show to have this discussion. And because you know who did a good job of that? Okoye. Ooh, that boy Okoye. Ooh, boy, man. That Tampa game. That boy Okoye talked me into some real truth. I was like, I can't fight you on this, boy. This is just quality. What you just broke down, I cannot fight you. You know, I was like, you just right. You know, because Okoye, he speak film. I speak film. That's the language I speak. I do my best not to speak opinions. Every now and then we all can drop a ball on getting too excited of opinion, but I really try not to. I do my best. Trust me, I really try not to. But anyway, man, I want to really, let me take some calls real quick. I'm gonna just take a few because we still got the final word coming up tonight. Y'all definitely come back for that. I'm excited about this final word. It's been a long time since us four came together, man, and we're gonna be talking about, obviously, you know, this Odell stuff, obviously, because that just keeps, you know, making more and more news of itself. But we got the phones on real quick, so y'all go ahead and call on in, and don't be shocked. Call on in so I can go ahead and start getting prepared for the final word, because I'm on a short deadline, so I'm gonna give y'all about 30 seconds to call in. Yeah, I saw that about Mackenzie. Yeah, it said the final word. Yes, that is coming up. I'm giving y'all a second to call on in. Yes, the final word. Yeah, that's tonight. I'm excited about that. I know we're gonna have a good time. Here it is. Boss Cowboy Sports. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, this B Bird, boss.
What's up, B?
Hey, not much. I was calling. We was kind of going back a little bit on that. So I appreciate you doing the film study and making me feel better about Kelvin Joseph. I didn't. I just feel like. But y'all do more all-22s, and you have more access to that, and I trust your judgment on it. So I feel a lot better than it. I called Sky's show this morning, talked about it a little bit, because I just don't see him making the plays. It's a good and bad plays you're going to find with a rookie. But, you know, and then you say, okay, if I can get a lot more of this and take that away, then he's going to be good. I just don't get a lot more of this, like the good stuff. And you showed me some things in the film where he was doing some good things. I think he has a little bit of confidence issues a little bit this year too. Maybe, you know, he had a lot of things going on in the off season and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And maybe that may have went to it. Now, I'll tell you this, and I did put in there that, you know, a couple of those calls were BS calls, penalty wise. Yeah. But it just seems like some of them are just knucklehead penalties. Like, hey man, like this 15-yard penalty don't need to be had. Let's you know what I'm saying? Like running to the kicker and running to the punt returner and stuff like that. It's just like some things like, I don't know if that, I just like to see that football IQ just a little bit higher than that, knowing, hey, the play's over, let's get off the field instead of chirping and all that other kind of stuff. Hey, you know, the punt's over with, it's off the field, let's not get, because I really think if you think about it, the penalty he got last week led to us giving up the first field goal. And I want my players to, you know, to have that football knowledge and acumen to where they're not making those kind of mistakes out there, because this game is won by inches, and man, we can't give up 15 yards or 10 yards here or, you know, things like that. So I don't know about the decision making, you know, with him all together. You know what I'm saying? Just about some other things too, but I just don't know about that decision making. It kind of scares me a little bit, him being out there.
That's fair. Let me address that, B Bird. Did you have anything else you want me to address?
Nah, man, I appreciate you letting me get on too, man. I'm gonna listen to you off air, and I'm gonna listen to you later on tonight, man. I appreciate everything you do too, man. I don't know if I say that enough.
You do,
but your show is outstanding. The way you go into the details on things, man. I appreciate that, because you give it a lot of context, man, and that's what I like. So you keep on doing your thing, man. I'm gonna keep on supporting you too. Okay?
Thank you, B. Always.
All
you
right,
too.
Bro.
All right, so. Like, and that's why I love B Bird, because see, B Bird, you know, what he's saying is fair in terms of, you know, bonehead penalties and stuff. And I want to kind of address that like Mike McCarthy did. So Mike McCarthy, he talks about two types of penalties that he police: pre-snap and then post-snap. So pre-snap penalties, he absolutely has no tolerance for. He go crazy on you. But then after the snap, sometimes people get penalties that he called aggressive. He said, I would rather have the aggressive penalties than the bonehead penalties, to where you getting penalties to where you doing too much trying to make a play. You trying to make too good of a block or stuff like that. I think to B Bird point, I think what he's saying is real, but I think I would still put it in the category of aggressive flags, not flagrant dumb flags. You know what I mean? And I too would rather you get a flag from doing too much versus like an offsides or something. And so I'm not anybody that got any issues with. I ain't mad at that. That just we gotta. I just say give them a chance. Boss Cowboy Sports. Boss Cowboy Sports. All right.
Mo.
Oh, that was Coach. Okay, let me call him back because he didn't hear him. I'm gonna call him back. But yeah, so. Yeah, and so it's one of those things that I think that it's fair to question boss man judgment. I'm not mad at that. Question that all day. I just want to see him play, and I want to get him a lot of reps, and then I want to add it up. What's up, Coach?
Please leave your message for...
Oh, come on. Try again, Coach. Try again, Coach. All right, here we go. Boss Cowboy Sports. Oh, man, y'all listen, y'all. Be patient. I'm trying to get Coach on. You know, Coach, he got something to say about this competition.
Please leave your message for...
Now, y'all saw me call Coach about 18 times. I'm gonna give Coach 10 seconds to call in before I close out, because I got to get ready for the final word. We do have the final word tonight. Obviously, all four of us are coming together. Y'all be prepared for that. I'm excited about that because, you know, the Dallas Cowboy news is so fun. And before I get out of here, I want to say something that... Do y'all want me to keep it real or lie before I get out of here, man? Because I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you, before I do that, I want y'all to hit that like. I'm gonna tell y'all something on the way out the door that just chops my heart, man. It just it gets on my nerves. I'm gonna say while I'm stalling, I'm waiting on Coach Mar, but I'm gonna let something off my chest. Hold on real quick. This might be Coach Mar. Give me a second. Let me get this going. Y'all hit that like too. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss, what's good, man?
Man, what's up, Elp, man? I'm trying to get out of here, bro. You and Coach Mar for the call in.
Bro, I'm gonna make it quick.
All right, what's up?
And I'm actually about to speak for Coach Mars.
Okay, what you got?
Something he said a couple weeks ago. I'd rather have the dog I got to call back than to have the dog I got to tell go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that simple, man. You know, we've been preaching and talking about physicality. That's the guy that you want. He's gonna do everything. Leave no stone unturned to do what he got to do to make the play. I second that. Another thing I don't want us to get caught up into is I don't want us to get caught up into the nitpicking, not saying anybody is, of analyzing these young players. Because guess what? We got veterans doing the same thing.
That's
right?
True. Yeah.
Do we make it egregious when they do it?
We should.
And we cut them some slack because they still young, they still learning, you know. And something else too, I think a lot of people were kind of hung up on these young corners and whatnot, you know, coming in. I think they'll have a better opportunity to be more successful going forward, considering it's on them now. They'll get the number one reps in practice, and Dan Quinn and Al Harris are going to put their hands on them to get them up to speed. It's one thing to be standing by watching AB get coached up, right? It's another thing to be standing there and be that guy, right? I think they'll improve with this hands-on because everybody else is kind of on autopilot for the most part, right? You're only as good as your weakest link. And what we've seen is we've seen young talent be coached up and step up to the plate quick. I think we'll see the similar situation with these guys. I know you're about to go. I'm riding out, Cowboy Nation. What's up? I'll get with y'all in the chat later on tonight.
Oh man, appreciate that, Amp. That was Amp, y'all. Yeah, so let me go ahead and tell y'all what chops my hide. And I'm keeping it real, y'all. Hold on, let me take one more call. It's freestyle. Boss Cowboy Sports. Boss Cowboy Sports. I think that was Coach. Was that Coach? Coach can't hear me. Coach, when you call in, just start talking. Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's going on, boss?
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry we couldn't connect, man. But I agree with you talking about Kelvin Joseph. And I just want to say right quick, at this particular point in time, man, we got to coach the guys we got up, because there's no magical corner going to drop out the sky for us in our hand. At this particular point, we got. I believe that the Queen has confidence in these guys. These guys have gotten out there and have played. Bland as a rookie, but he has showed great promise. Boss Man has showed some great promise in certain situations, but he hadn't had a lot of reps, and he hadn't played enough plays to be able to make any plays. So I believe in these guys. I believe that the overall defense will make them better because of our defensive philosophy, as well as our front end will help these guys. And when you put a guy into a defense like this and use a spec ball out of him, when you got a good defense, usually he's going to play pretty well. So it goes back to what when y'all was at the Cowboy experience and what Jay Novacek said, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody got to pick up their play if you feel like you got a guy that may be trying to earn his wings, and everybody's got to pick up the play, and I believe we got the players to be able to do that.
Man.
So only thing this guy needs to do is get a play and get some confidence and get his swag back in Boss Man, and I believe this kid will be, because let's think about it. He was going to be our starting cornerback next year anyway.
Right.
I don't believe they're going to sign Anthony Brown back.
Nope.
So at this particular point, we got to cut the Band-Aid off.
Right.
And allow this guy to show his promise of being a second-round draft pick. And we have seen the athletic ability. Only thing we know, he has some off-the-field things that may have slowed him down.
Yeah.
But this guy will be ready to do what he got to do.
Yeah. Well said.
So that's what so let's build our players up, Cowboy Land. Listen, I'm gonna say what I said about building our players up.
Mm-hmm.
You see San Francisco? Do you see San Francisco tearing their quarterback down? Their rookie quarterback that's gonna be playing. Mm-mm. They still moving fast forward ahead, and they trying to build him up with his confidence as fans because they know that's what they got right now. And they're going to depend on the rest of their team, goodness of the rest of their team to help this guy be successful. And this is what we're going to do with Kelvin Joseph and Bland. The rest of this defense is going to make these guys successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, boss, man. I'll be listening to the final word, brother.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it. That was Coach Marv, man. So I wanted to address a couple of these super chats, some of these chats, because I think it's some good questions before I officially get out of here. But OG Max said, Boss, do you feel like the Cowboys are wasting wide receivers by not changing the offense to suit players like Jalen Tolbert and Dennis Houston? It's a shame. It's a shame. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's horrible too. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but yeah. It's as simple as us going away from all the complicated option routes and having certain plays that's designed to get the confidence up of guys that you actually invested draft capital into. So you put capital into Tolbert in a third rounder. It is up to you to really call plays to build his confidence and get him going. Just straight up. you know, and you know that's why y'all won't and don't see me giving Kellen Moore no credit now. And that's not saying Kellen Moore is not doing good things, but I'm not gonna be on the praise him bandwagon when it's really he need to be getting kicked in his behind. Like, just keeping it real, it's just way too much stuff he's frankly goofy on, just weird, just come on, bruh, for me to be just bigging him up, just keeping it real, like, and you know, I can't wait till that debate on Thursday. I cannot wait for me and Dan Rogers to go at it over Kellen Moore, because to me he's the biggest risk to this whole run that we potentially can go on, just keeping it real. But when it comes down to like what Coach Marv was saying in terms of building their confidence, I just want to be fair to the guys, because I'm also for accountability too. Like, if it's some, you know, if it's things you got to improve on, I want to be able to speak candidly on that. Like I talked about some of the things Bland, like, because listen, y'all, I'm showing y'all, bro, I could show you the film over and over to where the issues that people have with Kelvin Joseph, if you really look at it, it was Bland that was getting beat versus Green Bay. This is Bland that got beat for 6 on a 40-yard touchdown. That's Bland. That's Bland, and that happened twice. And even this touchdown right here, I learned later that most people thought this was on Kelvin Joseph's. This was on play design. There's no way there should have been a bracket to where Malik Hooker could be matched up against Watson. The whole design of this was wrong. So you go watch, Kelvin Joseph releases him. That's why he throttled down, and Malik Hooker was assigned to him, and that was over from the start. That was basically 4-3 versus 4-6 speed. Bro, come on. So I broke down the film, and hopefully that kind of helped people develop a little bit confidence, not just in Kelvin Joseph, but the whole secondary, Bland included. And to a degree, I haven't quit on the Sean Wright. Now, I would trust Bland and Kelvin Joseph over Nashawn Wright because they've been getting more game reps. But I haven't quit on Nashawn Wright. Watching Nashawn Wright, if he never play for Dallas, he gonna go somewhere else and play extremely good. Watch. He go develop, but it might not be with us. Just watch. Cause see, even those plays that was made on Nashawn Wright this preseason, he was just like Kelvin Joseph's. He was right there. And I love it when you a corner to where I gotta coach little things. I ain't gotta coach everything. I gotta just coach you up on tracking the ball, knocking the ball down, or making an interception. If that's the only thing I gotta coach you on, I got good problems. So let me just tell y'all the things that vex me. I'm just be honest. Is when people really all they want is cheerleading from us content people. So somebody jumped in my chat and they was like, from yesterday, this is supposed to be Victory Monday. When I was talking about how Mike McCarthy was putting Jerry in check. He said that felt negative. Listen, y'all, whenever we just cape for front office and don't make them earn it, we selling out. Just keeping it real. And it just vexed me to see. Give myself a hand. It just vexed me to see fans like that. And then what tripped me out is y'all have the nerve to try to check people that's actually trying to call out stuff that can actually hinder us from winning a championship. It's the spirit as if they are more fan than the rest of us. And let me tell y'all something. I would never in my life do a Victory Monday. Never. Let me give myself another hand on that. I would never in my whole life do a Victory Monday. You would never see it. The number one reason you would never see me do a Victory Monday because too many people do it. I ain't trying to do nothing that's like everybody else. Everybody and their mama got shows with Victory Monday in it. I ain't trying to be like people. That's not my style, if y'all ain't noticed. Because this supposed to be, whoever told anybody that my show was gonna be doing Victory Mondays? No. I do star players of the week. That's about it. Other than that, we going right back to things that could trip us up. So let me tell y'all how the game really works. Because some fans, they really do believe that you're not supposed to. Somebody say, boss, don't be a grouch. No, I'm finna give it to him. Because see, Jeff, this is bad. This is bad when we just capping for front office. When we just sit there and we just want to hear nothing but positivity. And then when we calling out something, they start calling you out for calling out the stuff that's in the way of us winning. Yeah. I feel you on that, Black. He say, boss, that TD was scored on Boss Man. Nashawn Wright makes it play on those kind of balls. He also got caught on in preseason with those types. I think everybody is showing me, honestly, we need to just do more drills, period, on tracking. Most of these corners. Yeah, it should be keep it real Monday. Thank you. That's what it should be, keep it real. Because see, listen, when you dealing with me, I play ball on a high level. And I'm going to just explain how this stuff works. See, in most people's mind, they think Mike McCarthy went in there versus the Colts and said, you know what, you guys, you guys really won big. We're not going to watch any film, no coaching. We're just going to have a Victory Monday and we're going to just enjoy this win. No. This is what every one of the coaches did. They went in there and they said, guys, great win. I mean, fantastic win. But we got to figure out what took us so long to turn it up.
Yoga fire.
So we finna watch all the film and we finna critique everybody. That's real. When you trying to solve problems, it comes with critiques. And I'm just being honest. All you goody Cowboy fans, y'all get on my last nerves. Y'all really think being a fan is all about being a cheerleader. Oh, I'm Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Cowboys to the Super Bowl. It's supposed to be Victory Monday. Listen, because I do understand. I do get it. Some people watch football for different reasons. It's an outlet to some people. It makes them feel good. It's their outlet. And if you hear somebody trying to solve problems, it vexes you because it's making you not feel good about your outlet. And I understand that. But over time, I really do want y'all to understand not just my channel and the OC's channel, but other channels that's truly committed to solving problems. That will go against the crowd, like Okoye, like West Coast. Like those two dudes I know for sure don't play the crowds. They don't. They go tell you the good, they go tell you the bad, because they in it for the right reasons. They want to win. And so when you listening to this channel, stop coming on this channel trying to get me and the OC to be cheerleaders. Because you know what cheerleaders do? They cheer when you're up. They cheer when you're down. Their job is to cheer. But I'm not a cheerleader. I was born to play the game and analyze the game. I'm one of the men. I'm not one of the women with pom-poms. So I want everybody to really start understanding that as you come to this channel, so you can really understand how to effectively bring change to the things that we want to see. You not go ever deal with no Victory Mondays from Boss or the OC. It's gonna be just like what my boy said, keep it real Mondays. So if we see good, we go say good. But if we see bad, we go call out Kellen Pookie Moore and all the bad. And we go call out all the hypocrisy and anything or any kind of distraction. So when Jerry Jones came out with that distraction yesterday, I was all on it. And I don't apologize, nor will I ever apologize, because we keep it real. and we are loyal. That cheerleading stuff, that's a devoted fan. Just, hey, we just cheer, boss. We don't want to hear anything about Jerry Jones and how he was a distraction and Mike McCarthy had to put him in check. Well, people that want the truth do. So anyway, I just want to say that because that do vex me. It really does. Because I want us all to be together calling out the foolishness, especially since we now know Jerry and Steven every 2 days check to see what our opinions are. Oh man, now that I know that, your boy Boss finna turn it up even louder. Just believe that. So I just want to say that to all the goody cheerleady Cowboy fans. Like, and if you come in here and you got the cheerleader spirit, that's fine. You just need to learn my spirit. And you not better than me, nor am I better than you. Because you a cheerleader and you cheer every time things go good or bad, and you never complain, that don't make you better than me, and it don't make me better than you because I spend all my time trying to solve problems. So get your self-righteous ass on and learn how to be a real fan. And I mean that. All right, so my boy One-Handed Bandit said, hey, boss, I don't think we get OBJ. Do you think Washington will be a reliable wide receiver 3? I don't know. I just want to see. We got to see, you know. And I don't want to speak negative on Washington until I see him. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't even want to give my opinion on that. I just want to just see it first. And I also agree with you. I even put money on it that we're not getting ready to get over Odell Beckham. So anyway, man, y'all stay up, man. Y'all get ready, man. We getting ready to come right back with the final word. Y'all already know it's finna be fire. We finna have some fun, and we gonna keep it real, talking that football, as we always strive to do. All right. So remember, and this is very important to me, I want everybody to understand that at Boss Cowboy Sports, we are here to be loyal. Never, I mean never devoted. Because the devoted person, they go follow whatever. And they go support whatever. You can spit in their face and they say spit. If spit go with being a Dallas Cowboys, spit again. Nah, not me. That's wet fart. Nah, I'm gonna say, bro, nah, you ain't finna spit on me. That's loyal. And I'm loyal to the Cowboys. So I'm just letting everybody know. Now, most people done figured that out. The people that's watching right now, they done figured me out. Some of y'all done learned. Boss don't mean nothing bad. He just very serious about winning. So sometimes you don't want to hear it, but it's good for you to hear it. Most people figured that out. But it's always new people that ain't figured us out yet. And they just always kind of get on my nerves until they figure it out. But I'm going to be patient with y'all. Learn me. I think I already know y'all, but either way, we gonna stay loyal. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.